Hi everyone, welcome to the BoldSign API tutorial. In this video, I'm going to show you how to edit an existing document or draft document using the BoldSign Java SDK. I'll show you how to edit document form fields, modify signers assigned to the document, and add or remove files, all in a single request. If you're new to BoldSign, check out our Getting Started videos linked in the description below to help you get started with the application. Imagine you're an HR manager who has just sent an employment agreement to an employee for signing. Suddenly, you realize that you forgot to attach an important document, forgot to remove an unwanted form field, or provided the wrong signer name and email. Instead of canceling the existing document and creating a new one, you can use the Edit Document API to quickly make corrections, whether updating attachments, form fields, or signer details, without restarting the workflow, all while maintaining the same document ID. Let's dive in. I'll show you how to do that. Before we start, make sure you have Java version 1.8 or higher installed. You can install the BoldSign Java SDK using Maven or Gradle. I'll use Maven for this tutorial. Add this dependency to your project's pom.xml file. Next, run mvn clean install in your terminal to install the API client library into your local Maven repository. Since I have already installed the Java SDK, I confirm the setup by running this command, which displays the installed version in my project directory. As you can see, the package is installed and ready to go. To edit a document, I navigate to the developer documentation, copy the Java code snippet for editing a document, and paste it into a newly created Java file. Next, I update the code. In the API client, I set the API key to connect with BoldSign services. If you haven't generated your API key yet, you can do so by logging into the BoldSign web app, navigate to the API menu, select API key, and generate a new key. The document API object is used to perform operations related to documents such as sending, retrieving, editing, or managing them. I create the document API instance by passing the client to it. To edit a document, I need to provide an edit action, either as add, update, or remove. In my case, I want to remove a form field, update the signer details, and add a new file. For update and remove edit actions, I will need to provide the signer ID and form field ID, which can be retrieved using the Document Properties API that returns all properties of a given document. The Edit Form Field object defines the exact form field to add, update, or remove on the document. I add the form field ID and set the edit action as remove since I want to remove it from my document. I specify the field type as text box. The Edit Document Signer tells the API exactly how to modify the list of signers, add a new one, or update an existing one. Since I need to update the signer details, I set signer ID to the ID of the existing signer I need to update. Update the email address and name. Then set the edit action as update. The edit document file tells the API how to modify the attached files, add a new one, or remove the existing one. Since I need to add a new file, in the edit document file object, I set the edit action as add. Then set the file URL. This adds a new file to the document. Next, the edit document request collects all your changes into one object and sends them together to the API to update the document. Here, I add a message and document ID of the document I need to edit. To retrieve the document ID, I navigate to the BoldSign web application, go to Documents, My Documents, and select the document I need to edit. Here you can see the existing files and signer details. I copy the document ID and paste it into my script. On the document API, I call the edit document method by passing the document ID and the edit document JSON request. Then I run the script. The console prints a success message to show that the document is edited successfully. To confirm my changes, I navigate to the BoldSign web application, go to Documents, My Documents, and select the edited document. Here you can see the changes like the newly added files, message, and updated recipient details. The signer receives a signature request reflecting the updated changes. When I click Review and Sign, a Document Updated message appears, informing them that the document has been modified by the sender. As shown here, the unwanted field is no longer present, and the signer now receives 2 document files for signing. I proceed to sign the document. Please note, this API operates in 2 different modes based on the input provided in the request body. If the input contains the files, the API will process the request asynchronously. If the input does not contain the files, the API will process the request synchronously. This will be represented in the responses status with the value queued or completed, respectively. The system will trigger either an edited or edit failed event, indicating the success or failure of the operation. In the event of failure, the system will send an edit failed event along with an accompanying error message. It is imperative to address and resolve this error to ensure the proper operation in the next request. That's it. You've seen how to edit an existing document using the BoldSign Java SDK by editing document form fields, modifying signers assigned to the document, and adding or removing files, all in a single request. If this tutorial helped you, please like the video and subscribe to our channel for more BoldSign API tutorials. Thank you for watching.